Hello and welcome to Traditional Painting the Digital Way. This is where I use digital painting apps to teach traditional painting techniques. In this series, we're going to see what happens when you get a painting almost finished and then you decide that you don't like it, and so you do some drastic changes to it. So I'm going to be using kind of an acrylic technique, and these are the brushes that I use when I paint traditionally. And I also use canvas board, and you can use stretched canvas, just whatever you want to use for your painting surface. And here are the acrylic paint colors that I use, and these are Grumbacher Academy colors, but sometimes I also add Liquitex colors and Holbein colors, just whatever kind that you want. Just keep in mind that sometimes the names are a little bit different for the colors in different brands. So the app that I'm going to be using is Infinite Painter for Android. And what I wanted to do was paint a field of flowers with butterflies flying above it. So here I went ahead and started with a background up against the grass. It will show purples and greens and a little bit of cadmium orange if you're following along traditionally, dioxazine purple, and hooker's green. Those are the colors I would use if I was doing this traditionally, and throw in a bunch of white acrylic gesso and then blend the strokes up and down to sort of give it a vertical look and to make it look like it's grass. And what we want is just kind of an indistinct background to make it give the impression that it's a big field and that there's a whole bunch of flowers in it. And I don't really want to show the sky in this painting. So then I wanted to go ahead and add the grass in. And so you just take, if you're following along traditionally, hooker's green, and throw in some yellow ochre, just some grass colors, a little bit of oranges, some darker greens, maybe some phthalo yellow green in the background, and we want to do vertical strokes up and down just to kind of give the impression of grass. Right now we're doing thick masses of grass. We're not trying to do individual sprigs, but we want to use our bristle brush, if you're following along traditionally, filbert or one of the sparse brushes on Infinite Painter, to give that look of grass on the end there. You want it to kind of spread out and look like it's got grass on the top there, just real thin sprigs, but we're not doing individual ones yet. And so here I'm just kind of looking through some of the brushes and trying to get some of the splatter brushes, because what I want to do is make indistinct dots to look like they're distant or little bitty flowers. And so I'm splattering with yellows and reds and blues, purples, any kind of flower that you would see in the field there. And I'm using references from pixabay.com, where you can get royalty-free references. And I'm just splattering little flecks of color right now. And if you're doing this traditionally, take an old paintbrush, take your paint colors that you want, thin them out with water, and then splatter them using the toothbrush on your canvas. And it works really well to give the impression of distant flowers. And then now that we want to add a little bit more detail, this will be the third or fourth layer. We want to go ahead and you can take your thin brush and make individual sprigs of grass here, and you can do those with different colors. And you want to go ahead and do light grass colors, light green, dark green, and go ahead and bring up some of these blades of grass over the top of your splatters that you've put there. And so you just want to go ahead and make kind of another layer there over the top. And then here I wanted to go ahead and add some flowers, some bigger flowers. So I went ahead and I took kind of an orangish yellow color, and you can use your number 3 round brush to make the petals, and you just want to make indistinct looking petals. We're not doing a real big close-up of the flowers. We just want kind of an impression of probably a medium ground size flower. And so here I went ahead and added a dark brown center here, and you can use burnt umber if you're following along traditionally, and just go ahead and make the dots in the center, and that gives it the impression of more detail than you've actually added here. And then I want to add a little bit, I added some more red flowers because I thought that that would be good. And so I went ahead and put a bunch of red flowers in here, and also added dark centers to them, made the indistinct petals look with you can use your filbert brush, an infinite painter, your number 3 round if you're doing this traditionally. And then I just wanted to go ahead and add some of the dark centers to it, like I have in the photo reference there, and I think these may be red poppies. And I just thought that would be a nice look, a nice burst of color. And then I went ahead and added blue flowers too, and just added a whole bunch of bluish purple flowers the same way, just using the indistinct technique of indistinct petals. You just kind of want sort of the look of the way flowers look sideways or straight on. Anyway, I'm using my reference photo to kind of get an idea of how they look. And so here I'm adding some daisies. And so I'm taking white, and you can use white acrylic gesso with a touch of cadmium orange or yellow ochre to make these if you're following along traditionally with your acrylic paint. And so this is the end of part 1 of what to do when you mess up, and I will show you what to do in the next video. So hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for your support. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments down below, and I will catch you later.